This is something where the CDC, there's all kinds of different reports out there, but the CDC says we're averaging 15 to 30 shooting deaths in schools per year, and we have for 20 years, long before Columbine. Is that your assessment, or do you think this thing's getting worse?
No, it's just there's a lot of 24-hour media coverage and social media, which gives the appearance to everyone that these situations are growing in intensity. Listen, they're obviously horrific and tragic, but it's really, Tom, I got to be honest with you. It's hard for me to say. It's totally shameless for the President of the United States and the Vice President to come out. We haven't even gone through a funeral yet. We don't even have the facts, Tom. What if this is a terrorist attack? If this is a terrorist attack, is he going to mention the word terrorism? He doesn't even have the data or the facts. This is totally, completely shameless. And in my humble opinion, unforgivable that he did this and tried to politicize this.
Yeah, that's the other question that I have, Rod. Why have they not released the information? I get the excuse about we need to go through our protocols, but we've been through a lot of these, and by now we have a feel for who the shooter was, what their background was, even their Facebook page by this time.
Right, and that's a good question, Tom. As a matter of fact, a lot of our viewers have just emailed me asking me that same question. Here is the answer as to why they have not released information about the shooter. What we've learned in all of these cases over the years, Tom, is that if we wait a little while, meaning about 4 to 6 to 10 hours before we release that information, it gives the investigators, Tom, the ability to serve search warrants at the person's home, at the suspect's home, and to try to find people that could have been associated or affiliated with the shooter. Before, when we used to release names of individuals in cases like this, Tom, what would happen is people would scatter, and it would be difficult to really get the whole story quickly. So that's the reason, just so that the viewers understand, that's the reason why these days our tactic in law enforcement is to try to wait as long as we can. I mean, they're going to release the information soon, but they need to get that critical information before they do announce who the shooter is.
That's a good answer. Dan, is this the protocol now? Is that if I do something wrong, you go onto my Facebook page and find everybody that friended me and find out who they are?
Yeah, Rod's right. The network here is important. You want to be sure that even though this appears to, at this point, have been obviously a lone gunman, that there wasn't some kind of a conspiracy behind it. We don't know if this is a lone wolf or possibly a support mechanism. We don't have any of that data yet. So I agree with Rod. It might not be in a 24-hour media society, especially with social media that can jump on the information and spread it. And it's tough for a news network not to jump out in front of it. I do agree with Rod that it is the responsible thing to do, and it's by far the best tactical approach to an investigation, to close all those loose ends while you still have the opportunity.
I guess we're just used to something a little faster, but if it helps the investigation, then God bless them. Anyway, Dan Bongino and Rod Wheeler, thank you, gentlemen, very much. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Tom.
I know, Rod, you're coming back in a little bit, but coming up, we've got Oregon authorities revising their numbers. 10 people